Right, friends, welcome to PKSR classes, and I welcome you all to the very important video about important questions. Now, before we get to this particular video, which will really, I hope it will help you in preparation of your exams for SCMPE in the last minute, okay? So it will really help you. Now, before that, let me tell you one thing. Those who have taken classes from me, who are my students, you guys will be familiar with this particular So you guys will be familiar with this particular material, the word material that we have got, where we have all the questions from our ICAI sources of the new syllabus. But those who have not taken my classes, so you might not be having this material. So what I'm trying to do is that I'll put this document in the PKSR classes Telegram group. So it's pretty simple, Nana. If you have Telegram, just go to Telegram and search PKSR classes. That's it. PKSR classes, PK space sir space classes, or just PKSR classes continuously. You'll get the group, you join the group, you'll be able to download this particular document. Now, okay, if you download this particular document, what you'll have in this document is the questions in which I'm gonna tell you what are important for you to prepare for the upcoming exams. But what about the solutions? Well, the solutions you can get it from ICAI. If you have not taken my classes, if you have taken my classes, obviously you know that solutions will be there in your classroom notes, right? And some of you might have got my solutions book as well from the app. There also you can find the solutions. So whichever way it is, it's fine for you. Okay, so if you're my student, you already do have the solutions. If you're not my student, then it's not a problem. You can easily get the solutions from the ICAI study material, because all the questions are from ICAI study material only. So that should be it, right? Anyways, having said that, without wasting any further time, let's go into the important questions. Now let me give you a disclaimer that is, so when I give you important questions right now in this particular video, it doesn't mean that you should avoid all the other questions. When you're preparing, you prepare in this order. Go with the important questions first, and after that, if time is left over, then go with the remaining. So see, always please try to understand that there is no 100% surety that you'll get only the important questions in the examination. But what I'm expecting is that majority of the questions can be from this particular area. That is the whole intention, because disclaimer is something that we need to give, and therefore I'm giving you the same. So keep this in mind, and don't 100% trust upon these important questions and then blindly go to the examination hall. So prepare in this particular order, and the unimportant questions you prepare at last. That is the whole intention. Okay, right? So I start with the intro to strategic cost management. Whatever that I mark with this gold color, I don't know whether it's gold color or whatever it is, that will be the important questions for which you have to give your first preference, okay, in your preparation right now for the exam. Anyway, you have 1.5 days right now, isn't it? So by the time I upload this video, it will be 1.5 days hardly. So all the best for you guys. I hope you guys will rock the exams, right? Anyways, now coming on to intro to SCM, this question number 5 is important, WDG, that you'll find in your ICAI study material as well. Then question number 6, wireless is a manufacturer of mobile phones, that one. Okay, next, coming on to modern business environment, question number 4, that is Cineworld. Okay, so Cineworld is a very important question. Already it has been asked in the examination once. It is based on customer lifetime value. Okay, then Cool Air Private Limited, so that is also important, right? Question number 7. Then EKS manufactures a single product which requires 3 components. This is also important. D Limited, P Limited, and ZE Limited. You'll find it in your ICAI study material. Then question number 9. A company produces and sells a single product. So this is about TQM, cost of quality, and all that, right? So that's it with respect to that chapter. Then moving on to lean system and innovation. Question number 3, M India Limited. So this is this question is based on the concept of Kaizen costing versus standard costing, which is important. Keep that in mind. And question number 4 is normal. It is based on 5S. It's not that important. There are so many questions based on OEE. Okay, overall equipment effectiveness. I want you guys to at least do 1 or 2 sums, because the problem with this is there is a problem with respect to availability ratio. Okay, earlier in the old study material, it was calculated in a different way. In the new study material, it has been calculated in a different way. So with respect to availability ratio, please be careful. And this has been the favorite topic, although it is not difficult, it's very easy. So there are so many, I think if I'm not wrong, some 6 to 7 problems are based on the same concept where you have to calculate OEE. So just have a look into that. Okay. Next, Derby Gray. important case study. Okay, don't miss this. Implementation of Six Sigma. Okay, then this is based on BPR. I think this is pretty simple. So next is question number 8. Question number 8. Okay, this is important. It is based on JAT and existing production system. Question number 8. Keep that in mind. Then ANA, right? ANA. This is based on BPR, business process reengineering. Question number 11. That is ANA. Okay, that is also another case study. Then that's it with respect to that chapter. Let's move on to the other one. Now, some of you might be feeling that, sir, the questions are very less. All the other questions have created a document separately. There anyway, I'll tell you. But you just go with the flow, okay? Now, moving on to the next one. In cost management techniques, Kaveri Limited, this bike question. It's a case scenario, smaller case study. Have a look into that once. Then Y connection, already it has been asked in the examination once. Pareto analysis, I think those are basic questions. Yeah. CNB Oil Limited, that is important. CNB Oil Limited, this one, right? Then Storewell Industries Limited. Next, yeah, this is very important. Question number 8. NEC Limited. This particular question where you have to calculate target production time. It's a good one. Then, yeah. In Pareto analysis, just revise this one question. There is a lot of analysis in this. It will be very good for you to learn Pareto analysis. Okay. Question number 9. That is Generation 2050 Technologies Limited. Okay. Then, yeah, PNG International. This is also important. PNG International. This question number 11 has already been asked in the examination once. I think you can just revise it once because there is again another chance to ask a question from this life cycle costing. Just revise it once. Okay. It will take hardly 1 or 2 minutes for you to revise. It will not take much of a time, this one. Then, yeah, question number 12. In certain chapters where we consider a particular chapter to be very important, you'll find more number of questions which are being important, which I'll be eventually telling you that it is important and you have to really go through it. Okay. There are certain chapters which are considered not so important. There you'll have relatively less number of questions. Okay. Chalo. Next, decision making chapter, question number 1. Obviously, it is based on activity based CVP analysis. So that is important. Then, question number 7, already it has been asked in the examination once, I think 2.5 years back. Again, there is a chance. So this question is based on limiting factor, okay, with indifference point. So therefore, this is pretty important. So revise that. Question number 7. Next, ILA, this one. Recommend the minimum amount that ILA should charge. Minimum amount is always relevant cost, correct? So this one is also important. Next, question number 11. This is based on relevant costing. Once you know the concept, it's very easy. Okay, remember that. Revise it. Color Paints is a manufacturer that is based on relevant costing. Okay, then Golden Pacific Airlines. This one. Yeah, Aditya Group. This is a big case study. I'm expecting this to come. There is a high probability that this may come. Although we can never be sure, but there is a chance. So revise this case study for sure. Okay. Let's move to the next chapter. Pricing decisions. Of course, the first question based on learning curve plus pricing decisions. Really important. Go through that. Next. This profit maximization model, Byteway India Limited. This is a mix of pricing decisions and transfer pricing. Okay. Really important. Go through that. Then coming on to performance measurement and evaluation. Again, we are expecting this question. Question number 2. This case scenario. This is based on this. I'm expecting this time to come. Okay. Performance pyramid. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Economic value added. This question can come. Beta control. Okay, based on EVA. Already a question similar to this WS is already asked. This time a question from EVA can be asked. So just go through it. Question number 5 is less important. This is water utility services, but Beta Control Limited is more important because here you need to identify the mistakes that they have done in their existing EVA calculation and then you have to rectify that. So it's a good one. So go through that. Then question number 8. Question number 9, of course, case study. This learning horizon, somehow I have a feeling that it can come as a 20-mark question. Okay, just go through that once. It's a good question based on building block model. Once you know the concept, it's not that difficult. Size, yeah, it seems very big, but not difficult. Okay. Triple bottom line, even if it comes, I think it's very easy. These questions, you can just read this sentence and you can easily identify them, whether they belong to which one. Okay. Yeah, benchmarking, this one, question number 12. It's a good one. And this one, performance measurement in a not-for-profit sector. Already Silver Sands case study, okay, based on performance measurement in a not-for-profit sector has been asked in the examination. That model has been asked, and this time there is a chance that this can be asked. Okay, so go through this once. Moving on to the next one, divisional transfer pricing. Here, yeah, question number 2, conflicts question. Then this is question number 4 model, where you have to calculate your TP based on variable cost plus opportunity cost, that particular model. Minimum TP will be that and maximum TP will be your external buying price or NMR, whichever is less. Anyways, so you just go with this, go through this. Then, yeah, question number 5, as I've marked here already, it is important. This is a theory question, global multinational limited. Okay, how can you resolve your transfer pricing conflicts? You know the two-part transfer pricing system and dual rate, that one. Next, question number 8 has already been asked in the examination once. Just have a look into it once. Question number 9 is a good one. It's a good analytical question. Go through it. Question number 9, which is G is transferring division and all that. You have to analyze it. So it's a good one. Question number 10 is also a good one. Many students have asked me doubt with respect to this question. I think in the entire syllabus, this is one question where many students have asked me doubt. Okay, whether it's the comments in YouTube channel or personal messages. So go through this once. It's a good one. Next, yeah, this case study, again, this is a case study based on transfer pricing, the one and only case study. There is a chance that this can be asked. Go through this once. And international transfer pricing, this also there is a chance, that one. Okay, Standard Corporation Limited, SCI. See, in case if you're not able to mark the question, suppose you're not my students and you're trying to map these important questions with your study material, what you guys better do is that just pause the video, look at the question and go with your revision and then try to give a little bit of more importance to the questions which I've marked here. Okay, that should be fine. Then SAOI, the first question, this can be asked, I'm expecting. It's a very easy question. Okay, once you know standard costing, this is a question that should come under standard costing, but actually it is given here. That's okay. And students who have attended my class, I told you not to by heart the formula which has been given in the first 3 pages of your ICAI study material in this particular chapter to solve this particular question. I've rather told them a very simpler way. So I hope you guys can follow the same. I think there is a revision session on standard costing which I've put in the YouTube channel. In that also, if I'm not wrong, I've solved this particular question. Okay, so you guys can go through that. Next, Jigyasa, good one. It's an important question. Go through that. Then this one is a very simple one. Okay, just go through that. Manufacturing cycle efficiency. Then yeah, this one is also important. ABC Airlines. It's a very simple one actually. This one is very important. Direct product profitability. XYZ ornamental company. Compulsory go through this particular question. It's a good one. Okay. And In this 8 and 9, any one question you can do. One is because both are pretty much the same concept. Okay, analyzing the profitability of each customer, which is based on customer profitability analysis concept. Either you can revise 8 or you can revise 9. Any one is fine. Okay, any one is fine, but one is compulsory out of these two questions. Okay, one is Bookmark LLP, the other one is ANCA Limited. Next, that's it. Let's move on to budgetary control. In budgetary control, this is an unimportant chapter, guys. So we can't really guess here, but this question has already been asked once. Behavioral aspects of budgetary control. It can be asked again. So just go through that once. And beyond budgeting is an important topic in this particular chapter. Just revise it. Rest is fine. Nothing is that important. Okay. But because pretty rarely a question comes from budgeting chapter, so therefore give it as a last preference and you just try to revise it, because anyway it will not take that much time. Okay, right. Moving on to standard costing. Yeah, in standard costing, rather than marking important questions, what I can tell you is that you concentrate on those questions which are based on the concept of planning and operating variances. Planning and operating variances should be your first preference. Okay, any question. Planning variance calculation, operating variance calculation. The other one is investigation of variances. These two are pretty damn important. After that, reconciliation of profit comes. So questions based on reconciliation of profit. This should be your order. Beyond that, any other question is not that important. Okay. Now in this, if you go with important wise, question number 2, this is based on standard costing plus activity based costing. This is another favorite topic for your examiner. Planning and operational variances is one favorite topic. Standard costing and ABC mixing them together is another favorite topic for the examiner. After that, the least importance will come to, least importance means out of the 3, the last will come for reconciliation of profits. That also can be asked. Only these 3 areas so far, if you can look at any examination paper since the inception of new syllabus, our ICAI has asked only from these 3 areas when it comes to standard costing. One is planning and operational variances. The other one is standard costing plus activity based costing. The other one is reconciliation of profits. Okay. I'm expecting a question to come from investigation of variance. Let's see this time. So question number 2. Question number 3, standard costing plus learning curve. This one also, City International Company, go through that. Osaka Manufacturing Company is also good one. Go through that. Next. Critical success factors, this one, natural spices. This one is very important question based on planning and operational variance. There is a small twist in this question. Managing Director of Petro KL Limited, PTKLL. Just go through that. The twist is very important in this particular question. Next. This one is also important. Koni Limited in Kuala Lumpur. Go through that. Next. This question has already been asked in your exam once. It's a first attempt. Once SCMPE has been introduced, in the first attempt, this question has been asked. There is a chance that it can come already because this has been lifted from a very standard author's book, international author. I think it's Colin Drury. Okay. Anyways, so this can come. Just have a look at it. Reconciliation, because I told you planning and operational variances. After that, standard costing with activity based costing. Then the next preference will come to this one. That is reconciliation of variances. Next. T-Tech in a Taiwan based firm. This one also. Whether you should give bonus to the sales, executive. This is based on that one. It's a good one. Just go through that. Now coming on to case studies. Yeah. Question number 2, S-Smart. Go through this once. Why this S-Smart is important is because when we learn the concept of value chain analysis, we learn it from the perspective of manufacturing companies. Whereas here, you need to apply value chain analysis from the perspective of a retail sector. Therefore, this is important. Go through that. And this particular case study, Potter's value chain model versus value shop model, has been removed by your ICAI, okay, in the recent study material. So ignore that. Next, business excellence model also has been removed. Next. Kaizen costing, you can go through this. Next, yeah, TPM and TQM. This is easy only once you know the relationship between these two. This is, what is that? Super Refineries Limited. Then Environment Management Accounting, go through this. Shandar Bangle Limited. This is a little bit tough question. Why? Because it will be very difficult for you to understand how the bangles are getting manufactured. The wordings will be very tough. So go through that. If examiner wants to trouble you, he can trouble you this way. Ethical and financial considerations is another important area. The Star Limited. It's a very easy case study only, but it can come in the examination because I'm expecting it to come. Then Performance Prism. This has already been asked once in your ICAI exam. Silver Sands also has already been asked. Next, Wings International, this can come. Okay, just go through that once. It is based on budgetary control chapter. Beyond budgeting can be asked. If you don't know the concept of beyond budgeting, you just try to go through this particular case study, magical stay, you'll understand the concept itself. That way it is important. Forget about whether it is important question or not. To learn the concept itself, this is important. Rather than trying to understand the concept from the ICAI study material, it's better to understand this particular concept from this particular case study. That way it is important. If in standard costing, if this time if the examiner wants to be a little bit different, he can ask this particular case study rather than asking regular standard costing questions. That is, there is a chance. I feel that there is a chance. So go through this once. Okay. And then I have got this another, separate study material where, separate questions of all the chapters where new questions has been added in the latest study material. Okay. So in this introduction to SCM, go through this particular question. It's good one where you have to analyze, right? It's an interesting one. Then modern business environment. This Raya and Live Life. Okay, it has been asked already once. This is about gain sharing arrangement. So just go through that. And what else? This one is really important. Okay, Z produces two types of products, Z&D at its manufacturing plant. This one is very important. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these 4 questions are important. You'll learn a lot. There's a chance for this to come. So go through this once. Okay. Next, lean system and innovation. This tak the time question can be asked. Okay. Be careful with this one. Pearson Metal and Motor Works. That is one thing. Next. This is also a good question. Pixel Limited. Go through that. It's an important one. Next. And this question. Z&D total factory cost is given. You using throughput accounting, prepare statement to determine optimum production mix, then amount of profit loss due to acceptance of online booking of the products. Recommend the options to be followed in order to avoid any loss of profit. List various ways through which the price customization could be done. This is a mix of 3 chapters, this particular question. It's important, so go through this. Okay. Next one is cost management techniques. Here, this one, TT Company Limited. Go through this one once. Next, yeah, mold and dice, that is also important. This one has already been asked in the examination once. Go through this one as well, compulsory. This model, already this model I think I've marked. It's a similar model, but it's a better one. Any one of these 2 questions you can do, right? This one, tanning, dyeing and finishing. This one, cost management for specific sector has been removed from your syllabus, so forget about that. Then in decision making, yeah, this is important. A company manufactures cycles for both adults and children. This is a very good one. Okay, that cycle based question. Do not skip this. Go through this compulsory. Then Sprinter Sportswear also. Just give it a glance. This is based on non-financial and ethical consideration. President of Automation Limited. there's a chance to ask from this particular area. This area is important, non-financial and ethical considerations. Keep that in mind. Already a case study also have marked based on this. So either a big case study can be asked or a small case scenario like this can be asked. So keep that in mind. Hotel Nikko is also a good one because this question is based on this particular graph. Okay, it's very important. If he wants to trouble you, he can do that with this particular question. Okay, keep this in mind. Next, this question is important, which is N2 company, not for calculating the target cost and all that, but for considering other factors. There are a lot of non-financial factors which you have to consider before taking a decision of accepting this so-called offer. Okay, so in that way, this is important. Just go through that once. This is very good one. Mount Sports Manufacturing Facilities, MSMF. Go through this question. Then coming on to pricing decision chapter. Yeah. This one is important. Angel Limited, footwear industry. Okay. That's it. Next, coming on to PME, performance measurement and evaluation. Yeah, first question is a very simple one based on ROI and RA. It's a very simple one. Just go through that. See, sometimes if the question is very simple, just go through that. If you just need to spend 1 or 2 minutes, just finish off that question. Okay, finish off that particular question rather than, ignoring it completely. Next, okay, go through this one. B Steels in PME chapter. RB Signer is also important. This one, Luxo has monopoly. RB Signer Incorporation. Next, coming on to transfer pricing. This question, Jackson, it's okay. Next, Jackson, you can just revise it once. Apart from that, it's okay. Just do that. Then SAOI. There's 3 fundamental aspects of CRM. That way, you need to learn that particular concepts. Okay, for that question is important. Otherwise, it's a normal one. This is good one. Activity-based cost management. This piano and electronic keyboard question. Revise that. It's a good one. Then coming on to standard costing. Okay, this one. AGF is a chemical processing company, chemical A and chemical B. That one, go through that once. And this one. Krishna is the chief financial officer because this is based on standard costing plus activity-based costing. I told you that's an important model. So go through that. Then this reconciliation question. Okay. Then this one, aquatic feed, fish and other sea animal feed. This one. And this one as well, ZM Incorporation. Very good questions and compulsory you have to go through all these questions. Okay. Right, moving on to the next one, and finally all the additional case studies that has been added later. I think here Nutty Bites, that has already been asked once. Okay, we can go through this one once. Pure Hospital, performance measurement in not-for-profit sector, because I feel that a question can come from that particular topic. Okay. Staywell Hotels also, just go through that once. That's enough. Okay, that's it, guys. So apart from this, we have something called Case Study Digest. It's been given almost 1 year back, and so far, not even one question has been asked. So therefore, this time we are feeling that good amount of marks can come from Case Study Digest. It's a separate document which is available in ICAI website. So I want you guys to go through it at last after finishing off all these things. Okay. Last two attempts also we felt that there will be a question from case study digest area, but unfortunately it has not been given. So therefore the probability is very high that this time good amount of questions can come from that particular area. But nevertheless, first you finish off what is there in your ICAI study material. I gave you all the important questions based on the recent study material. Once you are done with this, then go through the case study digest and don't ignore case study digest. Also, one more important thing I want to tell you is that there is something called rank order clustering algorithm, okay, from cellular manufacturing that has now been included in ICAI study material. I have put a video upon this particular concept. I somehow feel that there can be a question from this particular area this time. So I want you guys to go through this as well. Okay. I have already shared that video in the Telegram group. So the Telegram group is PK Sir Classes. You can join the Telegram. Okay. And you can download this document who are not my students, and you can go through these important questions. Okay. People who have already got my class, I think that should not be a problem for you. Okay. Right, guys. Hope this important questions will help you out to write your examinations better. Thank you. All the best, guys.